of suspects, and if they are charged to court such and are convicted, such fingerprints will be stored in our criminal database for future reference. But if the person is not charged to court, such fingerprints will be destroyed because they are of no evidential value.
Okay, Tawa, you've listened to this, you've listened to the contribution so far.
Yes.
What's your take?
You know, it all boils down to money. Okay, let's call it spade a spade.
Money, not equipment?
Money. Equipment, you need money to purchase equipment.
Money, not orientation?
You need money to train people with the orientation. If it's people, personnel, because they're saying in the police is understaffed, you need money to be able to hire additional personnel. So it boils down to the money. And it's so true because even, you know, in Central, recently I think the IG was trying to propose something called a police trust fund, which they're trying to model the structure we have here in Lagos State, which is Lagos State Security Trust Fund. You know, everybody puts money in the kitty, and that's what's used to fund security or the police in this case. But the truth is, the IG said they need about 1.13 trillion naira or something like that. That's the amount of all the security agencies in terms of the budget that they all get. We're talking about Defense, NSA, Interior, and the police. It's not going to happen. They're not going to get that funding that they need in the Central. And not just that, the second thing is about where the money even goes to. I understand that if, in addition to the trust fund, they're also proposing something about a radio and TV or something media station for the police. I mean, really, I understand the police needs to orient the people, which if you do, go to BBC Hausa, talk to the people on there. Go to Channels TV, talk to the people from there. Go to other channels. You don't have to set up your own thing. So that's even the concern about when you decide that you're going to put all the money in the center. A state like Benue now dealing with everything that's going on. One of the things that happened after flooding is looting. Do you think if the Benue state governor was in charge of his, you know, of the state police, that he will not tell them, look, oh, put the money into, you know, making sure that places are not looted, people are secure, property is secure, and he will do that instead of creating a radio station. There are other radio stations in Benue State. We can communicate that way. So it boils down to money. And this is why we're saying state police. We're not saying state police because, oh, we don't think the federal is working. I mean, they're working. Like he said, someone did something in one state, it was found in another state. This cross-border apprehension, it happens a lot, and that's good. But what we're talking about is that the police right now is not effective or fully efficient because they don't have enough funds. And when you put it in the hands of the state can then be the ones in charge of funding the police. We already do that right now. Most state governors, or most states, in fact, are the ones funding equipment, funding you know, additional allowances, in fact, for policemen. And it starts getting frustrating because one of the issues they have is after we've given you all the gear, we've trained you on the peculiarities of crime in Lagos State. Traffic crimes are a major thing. You won't find that in every other state. Armed robbery is huge here in Lagos State as compared to other states. Or things like cultism that only affect the southern parts of Nigeria and not the northern parts. So we've trained you on the peculiarities of crime within our state. And we've given you the equipment. Oh, guess what? You've just received a letter. It's time for you to leave. And half the time they leave with the bulletproof vest and every other equipment that they just bought for them, and they go with it. So Lagos State government is finding that they're constantly having to re-buy equipment over and over again. What we're saying here is that it boils down to money. And then some states, the requirement for security are different for other states. Let the state governors be able to be the ones to dictate how many people they need, how many policemen they need, and how much they're going to pay them. Let it be attractive. You know what? Your state being a secure state is what makes it attractive to foreign investment.
Do the members of the police in that state, if, let's just say we're going for state policing now, do the members of the police have to be from that state, or they must be resident?
Yeah, they just have to live there. They don't have to be from that state. I mean, look at Lagos State. Come on now. Who really, I know there's some people that can say they're from Lagos, but who really can say they're from Lagos? We're a melting pot. So it's okay as long as you're a resident of the state. Let me tell you, he mentioned something about community policing intelligence, you know, gathering. You cannot gather intelligence from the people when you live in a barracks. But why do you live in a barracks? Because you're not from there. I'm going to pull you from this state and send you out to Borno State. But don't worry, I'll provide accommodation. You're now in a barracks. You're not mingling with the people.
You can't even speak the language.
It's, I mean, so it's
so
not...
even if they're planning a crime in front of you,
yes, you don't know.
You're not any wiser.
Absolutely. So you know what, and I understand what he said about, you know, in Anambra State, and most of them are, you know, Anambra speaking, it just has to be, I'm sorry, Igbo speaking, it just has to be that orientation. It is so key, it's so vital, and he was so right on that. You know, the police need to understand what they're here for. They are not here to protect any governor. You're not here to protect any government. You are here to protect people. And the more it's reinforced in their minds, so that the day that people are protesting against the governor, and the governor says, shoot all of them, you say, no, sir. Okay. We are here to protect the people. So, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Akpoibo, in 30 seconds, we have to close. I've been told we have to close in about 1 minute. So you and Mr. Ojukwu have like 10 seconds each to make your closing statements, please.
Thank you. Like I said, state police is akin to true federalism. But before you embark on it, you must put the framework that will make it work in place. Otherwise, we'll create a more complex problem for society. To look at crime only from your own perspective, from your own myopic perspective, and until you address it from your own local angle, you will not be able to address it. I think it's a fallacy.
Thank you.
Crime has become so fluid, so dynamic, that it's not only when you localize it in a particular state that you can address it.
Thank you. Mr. Ojukwu, 10 seconds.
Policemen, good incentive.
Mr. Ojukwu, in 10 seconds. Okay. Tawa?
Yes. I mean, so he's right. We need to start talking about it. We need to start putting the structures in place. Remember, let's not ask whether or not we need restructuring the police. We need to restructure. What we should be talking about is how can we make it work?
Mr. Ojukwu, in 10 seconds.
Yes. I think that we should not be in a hurry about restructuring the police. Let us do an in-depth study of why the current police system is not working. Let's remove sentiments. It doesn't pay anybody any good by amputating the police and then decapitate it because it is police. It is our police. It is our responsibility to find out why it is not working for us. Let's have the political will and get things done properly for the general good of everybody in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mava Akpoibo, retired DIG Nigeria Police, and Mr. Emmanuel Ojukwu, also retired Commissioner of Police in the Nigeria Police Force. Thank you both for sharing your thoughts, and Tanwa Ashiru, security consultant. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts with us. Sunrise will be back shortly. Don't go away.